Can you guys believe it? I actually kept a car for a long time. Well, actually, I've kept the E55 for almost 5 years now. So I guess, you know what I mean. The last two cars, the CLS and the CL, went pretty quick. But it's been, it's been about a year and 1 month, or it's going to be 1 year and 1 month and like 3 days. But it's been over a year since I bought my beloved 2018 E63 AMG S. And I wanted to kind of make a video telling you guys about my ownership experience over the last year. Have I loved the car? What are some things I don't like about the car? Am I going to sell the car? Am I going to keep it? Am I going to mod it? All of your questions will be answered in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I hope so. But spoiler alert, I love the damn car. But let's, I think the best thing really for me to do is to get behind the driver's wheel, set you guys up, and let's take this monster for a ride. So let's get into it. And we got to start with, how did I get into the E63? And it all began about early December of 24. So I saw this thing, I was browsing Facebook Marketplace and other vehicle websites because that has saved me so much money doing that. And I was just like, I saw this thing come up, 2018 E63S, and I was like, man, I'd love that car. I love E63s. My favorite spec is not this one. It's not gray over black. My favorite spec is white over white, but beggars can't be choosers, we'll say that, even though it's a really expensive car. Maybe not the right terminology, but the fact of the matter is, I saw this thing and it was pretty cheap at the time. $47,000 with 50,000 miles. Now, when I say cheap, that's a lot of money. 47 grand is a lot of money, but compared to what cars of this mileage and price range were you know, trading at, I mean, this wasn't a bad deal, if I'm being honest with you guys. $47,000 was not a bad deal at the time for a decently low mileage 50,000 mile E63S. At this point, they've kind of gone down a little bit, so it's around that price. That's like a normalish price now, but it wasn't about a year ago. So I contacted the dealership. It was a dealership down in Phoenix. It was a Ford dealership, and they said, yeah, we have the car. Are you interested? I'm like, yes, on one condition. You guys have to give me a decent trade amount on my CL63. And they're like, what's a decent trade amount? And I was like, if you guys offer me $15,000 for my car, we have a deal. And well, we didn't make a deal. They said, no, we can only do 10. And I was like, well, that's not going to happen because it's worth more. It was a 70,000 mile CL63 AMG, definitely worth more than $10,000 with a clean Carfax. And they're like, okay, whatever. And I was like, all right, whatever. Then I guess I'm not buying this car. And then like a few weeks go by in the beginning of 25, like literally the New Year's Day, stuttering there, New Year's Day, I get a call from the dealership from the used car manager. And he's like, hey, I heard you're interested in the E63. I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, what do we got to do to make a deal? And I was like, give me 15 grand for the CL and we got a deal. He goes, all right, cool, bring it down. And I was like, oh, wait. I wasn't expecting you to say yes, but okay. So I go to my credit union. Immediately they're like, yeah, absolutely, here's your approval. And I'm like, oh, great, awesome. That's what happens when you have decent credit, is you guys all should work towards having decent credit. And I'm like, all right, cool, here's the check. So I go down to the dealership, see this thing, like the car. It's got some dings and whatnot, but it is what it is. And I buy it. And I'm like, well, what did I just get myself into? A $50,000 car loan. This was the most expensive thing I've ever bought. It still is to this day. And I was like, whatever, now I gotta stick with it. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is not gonna be as dramatic as an E55 video that we'll film in a couple months, which we've got a lot to talk about. Knock on wood, this car's been really good to me. It's got no issues, zero. I've done some basic maintenance stuff, like you know, oil changes and transmission service and all that kind of jazz, but that's it. I haven't really done anything else to the car, you know, in the time that I've had it, and there isn't really anything else to do. I mean, it's a great car. So I love the car. It's awesome. It's got zero issues with it. Knock on wood again. Like I said, there's no problems. The car is fantastic. I love this thing. So yeah, kind of boring, right? Well, I'll see you guys in the next one. No, I'm joking. It's been fantastic. Some things I love about the car is how fast it is and how just stealthy it is, I guess you could say. It's a great Mercedes. I mean, unless you know what you're looking at and you see all the AMG badges, if I took the badges off, most people every day would not know what they're looking at. They wouldn't know what a E63 AMG is. And I mean, this thing, aside from the, you know, it's got some flares and everything. It's a little bit wider than the regular E-Class, but it's nothing, it doesn't look anything wild. It's not a crazy color or anything, but it's an awesome car. I love the car. I love how stealthy it is, and I love how just nice it is to drive. If you want to cruise after work at like 35, 40 miles an hour on the street in comfort mode, you can. It's super comfortable. The car rides great. It's got no problems. And you can even turn on the active fuel management thing where it'll cut cylinders, save gas. It'll do like 25, 26 miles a gallon on the highway. Or you could put it in Sport Plus mode or race and just go ballistic with this thing, which is what this thing can absolutely do. So I love that about that. It's almost like a wolf in sheep's clothing, where it's silent, but it's also insane. And that's what this category of cars, right? These super saloons, as Jeremy Clarkson would call them, you know, the E63AMG, the M5, your Audi RS6s. They're meant to be really fast cars that are kind of in a stealth kind of almost get up, where they don't look like, you know, Lamborghinis or anything like that. They're not wild. It's just it's a businessman's supercar, basically. And I love the car. It's super fast, it's super quick. The interior is probably one of the best interiors I've ever sat in. Leather stitching everywhere. It's got nice brushed aluminum all over the place. The one thing I don't like is the piano black on the center console. That leaves fingerprints for days. It's got scratches on it. So it's definitely not my favorite thing that I've ever seen on there. But you know, it is what it is. That's easily replaceable. I could just buy another one off AliExpress or, you know, something along those lines and just call it a day. But what I'm trying to get at here, you guys, is this car is amazing. This car is absolutely amazing, and it does everything that you want it to do. If you want to go fast, it can go super fast. It keeps pace with certain supercars and stuff like that. If you want to do, you know, if you want to be slower on the streets, you can definitely be slower on the streets. If you want to cruise, you can cruise. If people like that white BMW are complete a-holes behind you tailgating you can destroy them and just get past them. But the fact of the matter is, what I'm trying to tell you guys is I have zero regrets buying this car. I think I made the right choice, and if I had to do it again, I would buy this car again. All over again, I would do it again. I have loved my years experience with this thing, and I would not get rid of it. So that should tell you guys that I'm not planning on selling this car. I have zero plans to sell this thing. The only thing that would make me sell this, if I, you know, got into some situation where I needed money and I just couldn't afford the car, I'd get rid of it. Which, knock on wood, hopefully I don't get into that situation or need to get into quick money like that, because I do have a decent amount of equity in this car. I mean, it's worth more than I have on the loan, so the car is definitely, you know, I can sell it for a profit, probably, right? But overall, I love the car. So, you know, what are my ultimate plans for it? Well, like I've been teasing at, downpipes. That's the next thing on this car. We did the CTS intakes in April, I think, or May, and the car's done well since then. It's got no issues there. Just cleaned them, actually. Just took the filters off and washed them out with the K&N filter and sprayed them oil, you know, oiled them down. And the car's fantastic. It does very well. It drives great. I love the thing. It's got genuinely zero issues. I love the car, and there's nothing else that I got to do it. Except for it does have that rear main seal leak, which is common on these things because the oil separators go bad and it makes too much pressure in the engine and it just starts leaking from the main seal. But we're going to take the transmission off to do the downpipes anyways, because I don't want to cut the cats out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the catalytic converters out with the car to go ahead and save them. You know, if I do end up selling the car down the road or something, and you know, somebody wants to revert it to stock, I have all the parts. You can put it back to stock. The stock intakes and ideally the stock downpipes. I am gonna probably not go decatless. I can't stand the smell for like the E55. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna get the 200 cell cats on this car, so it's at least still, you know, still doesn't smell like complete garbage. But overall, that's the next phase of this car. Is we're gonna do downpipes and then probably a tune from Eurocharged. They say that the car with the stage 2 tune can make anywhere between 750 to 800 wheel horsepower. Because that M2 that I raced, my friend's M2 Jacobs, we need to go back because I can't stand the fact that I got beat by an inline 6 BMW. So we need to go back to it. I need to, I got to do downpipes and everything, and then we got to run it again. And obviously at that point, we kind of know what's going to happen. But for the purposes of video content and for my own sanity and my own pleasure, we're going to race them and go crazy. And then also I got to do brakes. I think my own stupidity got the best of me. And, you know, I clean the car myself. I have a pressure washer and everything. There's also a self-serve car wash here in Vegas where you can go and just pay $5 and you can spray it down with a pressure washer and all that. And I do that a lot. And spraying down hot rotors, brake disc, is not a good idea. Yeah, I think I may have warped my rotors, because when you brake hard, you get vibration in the steering wheel. It's not awful, but it's there and it bugs me, and I know it's my fault. So it's got 60,000 miles. I got to do it. Speaking of 6,000 miles, spark plugs. I've got spark plugs on order too. The car doesn't misfire or anything, but it's about that time, and I guarantee these are original spark plugs. So I ordered them. They're not expensive. They're like $13 a pop. It's expensive if you own like a base model, you know, maybe older Honda or Toyota or something. You got to remember, this is a high performance AMG. Bosch spark plugs, we're going to throw them in. The car is going to be crazy. Main seal is going to get done. Brakes are going to get done. And the car, that's it. Oh, and one thing I did fix on the car is I fixed that. If you guys remember, I had a scratch on the front right fender. It looked like somebody had brushed up on it. Thankfully, it was just the It was just on the PPF. So I had through work, a guy does PPFs. He took the car from me for a day, ripped the old PPF off, put new one on, and the fender looks brand new. It was just on the outside. It thankfully didn't touch the paint, so the car looks great. That's one more thing that's done better. And what I do also want to do is I'm exploring maybe getting new wheels for it. I really am a fan of HREs, but they're super expensive. But you know what's not expensive? AliExpress, my friends. And I've seen a guy online with one of these that bought wheels from AliExpress that look really great. He said they're fine, they're not cracked or anything. He lives in New York City, so the streets are not good. And the wheels haven't cracked or bent or anything, so I'm gonna probably do that. Or I'm just gonna get these original ones refinished, because they have some cracks on them, or not cracks, but they have curb rash and everything on them, because the previous owner of this car clearly loved curbs and stuff like that. So that needs to get redone. I'm on the fence, either new wheels or refinish these. These to refinish is going to cost me like $400 or $500. New ones are probably going to around $1,000. And then I do want to put tires on it, because the tires it has on it are Falcon tires, and Falcon, yeah, they're really good tires. They have great tread on them. But the car sat for a while, I think, at the dealership, and the rear ones are kind of dry rotted, which is weird because they're like 2 years old at this point. And I'm like, okay then. So whatever, it's okay. We'll go ahead and you know, I've been looking at some tires, probably throw some Michelins on it, call it a day, or maybe some Pirellis or something. We'll see. But overall, like I said, you guys, nothing crazy here. This isn't going to be like the E55 video where I'm like, oh, I did this, and it's still broken. No, this car's been great to me, and I love the E63. That's why we got to do some maintenance to it. And honestly, what I'm thinking of too is I probably am going to go ahead and swap the steering wheel out too. I'm getting really sick of this Alcantara really smooth sticky material at this point, and I like the facelifted steering wheels. I like the way they look and everything, so I think that's gonna be the move. Is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a facelifted steering wheel, and then we're gonna call it a day at that point. Honestly, that's kind of what it's gonna be. But if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. If you guys have ideas for what we should do, wheel ideas or stuff like that, maybe even a wrap. I'm thinking about wrapping it too, kind of bored of the gray. Maybe do like a maybe a China blue to match the E55, or maybe Arabian gray, which is like Mercedes' version of that famous, oh my god, I can't remember Audi's Nardo. Oh my god, Nardo gray. And then maybe, because I got to rewrap the E55. It's been in July, it's gonna be 3 years with the wrap that's on it, and they give it a 3 to 5 year lifespan. Probably 3, because the Vegas sun is really bad for paint, for wraps, because it's really hot. So probably gonna try to rip the wrap off this year on the E55, and yeah, go ahead and wrap that something else, and maybe wrap this to match it along with that car, so we can have a, you know, nice looking duo, because they're both E-Class AMGs. But yeah, and for all the people looking to, oh, Evo's gonna sell it, it's gonna be gone soon. Nope, sorry to disappoint, it's not going anywhere. I love my E63. So let me know down below, what do you guys think about my E63? You know, are you guys fans? Do you guys think I should get rid of it? What mods should we do? But thank you all for supporting me. Thank you guys so much for checking out the channel. If you guys are interested, I'll also put a link down to the TikTok that I've been kind of using. I've been making some TikToks with the E63 and whatnot, and the E55. So you should give that a check out too. And then I look forward to the next video. Hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Thank you.